Hey guys, it's Daryl here. It's Friday morning. I've got a few things to talk about today, and this video might be a little different. Uh, I've got about three different things I really wanted to talk about, and I couldn't level it down to one specifically. So I'm going to touch on a few things. Let me know what you guys think. If you think anything about one of the topics, or if I should just stick to one main topic and stick with that. Okay, first of all, let's see, I'll talk about this. I dedicate a lot of my time to, I donate my time charity, helping out with methadone clinics in the area. Medically assisted treatment saved my life. It got me, I got clean and sober with the help of methadone, Suboxone, stuff like that. So I go back there, I help out, I run some groups. I've donated my artwork, I've done murals on the walls, but isn't about that. I was there this morning, and I found that there's a new program that Medicare might be now in the process. They're trying to approve this to cover the methadone costs for people that can't afford it or people that have Medicare. There, as we know, there's a lot of more senior citizens or more older people in the country than ever, and a good portion. I was looking at the stats, and there's a lot of people that have been prescribed painkillers in that category, and subsequently, a lot of those same people have developed issues with dependency on opiates. So I discovered this morning that apparently Medicare is in the process of approving covering the costs of methadone treatment. That'd be a huge plus. So when I got my treatment 12 years ago, it was about $200 a month, I believe. I didn't qualify for any kind of assistance at that point, and there wasn't a whole lot of assistance. And it's hard. It's very hard. The way I looked at it is I was spending hundreds of dollars a day on drugs, so I told myself I can afford $50 a week to not do drugs. That was my thinking. I'm going to come up with this money no matter what, but not everybody, it's a hardship. I think nowadays the cost for methadone treatment in some of these clinics is about almost under $300 a month. Um, Now, we've got an overwhelming opiate epidemic in the country, without a doubt. Okay, that goes without saying. And this is probably one of the best treatments for opiate addiction is medically assisted treatment, Suboxone, methadone. Um, but and it's also one of the cheapest, but it's still almost $300 a month, which is just unaffordable. Now, we can't have people dying and overdosing on the street just simply because they can't afford treatment. So I was amazed and delighted to hear about this, that Medicare might be covering this, and I started asking questions. I was like, seeing as Trump is the president, I recently heard something about Trump donating money. I don't know. There is so much crap on Facebook these days. That's another subject I want to talk about in the future. The overwhelming hoax and crap on Facebook. But anyway, I found it hard to believe that Trump would have any part of extending the Medicare coverage at this point in time. It was my perception that he was going to give out these tax benefits to the corporations and the extremely wealthy, sell it to his base as a tax cut for them, and then subsequently, when the deficit went through the roof, claimed that it was Medicare that was causing it, and cut Medicare. That's what I saw coming down the road. So immediately I went on and started Googling to see who the hell is responsible for this. I think it's a fantastic thing, helping people that can't, making opiate addiction treatment affordable. It's very at this time in our history, it's very important. I was delighted to hear this. Now, at first, this is what I found, that the Congress, that's the only answer I got so far. Most of the stuff I Googled still said that Medicare did not cover this kind of treatment. But I was just I got it right from the horse's mouth. The people at the clinic saying that it's in the works. So I'm guessing this is. I'm guessing that the Congress is majority is Democratic, the Democrats, that they had something to do with it, and I'm guessing it wasn't the Republicans and it wasn't Trump. But anyway, I think it's a fantastic thing. I think it will help people. It'll save people's lives. It'll get people back into society to become functioning members of society like me. It worked for me. It saved my life. That's why I go back and give my time to these people, this place, because it saved my life. I'm here. I'm sitting right here in front of you because of that clinic. No lie. I was at the end of my rope, so I find that very important. All right. What else do I want to talk about? Boeing. I don't know about you guys, but I'm just disgusted. I am disgusted at these emails that have come out these guys at Boeing talking about fooling the government approval and that they were saying that these Boeing 737 super jets, super max or whatever they're called, were designed by clowns and overseen by monkeys. It disgusted me. And it makes me wonder, is this just a problem at Boeing? Or more than likely, is this a sign of corporate culture across the country? I'm curious to see the age. These people that were involved in this email and this scam and this disgrace, this total disgrace of trying to fool. Trying to put poorly made planes on the market and not even caring. As far as I've seen, there was 2 crashes, 2 737 Maxes, and at least 300 people killed as a result of putting these crappy planes on the market. So my questions are, is it a part of corporate culture these days? I'm wondering if people are so concerned with their bennies and their salary. Are people still looking at what they're making? Are we making quality products here in America? We always talk about how stuff in China sucks. Buy American. Well, I tell you what, this Boeing situation has set back our name, our good name all over the world. We're not talking about coffee makers here. We're talking about freaking airplanes, It disgusted me. I got to hear more about this situation. But then again, my mind goes to the Trump and talking about making America great again. Look, that right there is one. It would be, like I said, I find it hard to believe that is just Boeing. It's just a situation at Boeing. I'm thinking that there is some more of this all about me, my bennies, my salary. What can this corporation, this company do for me, as opposed to putting out a quality, being proud of the quality product you put out. Again, it takes me back to the 50s and 60s. What I was thinking this morning too, that adversity makes us better, stronger. Like back in the 40s, I watched a movie, Fat Man and Little Boy, about making a nuclear bomb. And when you're under pressure like that, when you're struggling, adversity, competition, it's amazing what we can accomplish. And I start to wonder if we've gotten, if we're just laying back, resting on our laurels, I think is the term these days. Like I said, and Trump and his supporters talk about making America great again. Well, I think getting back to being proud of the product that we put out. And again, I don't believe that all corporations are like this. I'm sure we make good cars and motorcycles, but I'm guessing that horrible frame of mind is prevalent in other companies and not just Boeing. That's my guess. That's something I want to look into more closely. All right. Okay, then I'm sorry that I harp on this, but going back to Trump and his assertion that Soleimani was planning an imminent attack. I'm not buying it, man. I was listening to National Public Radio this morning, and Trump's national security advisor, Robert O'Brien, I think his name is, they were trying to pin him down. Did you have an exact time and place of imminent attacks? Now, you don't expect an answer to that because it's secure, but they weren't asking for the time and place, but did you at least have that information? Because according to the senators, they did not get any kind of information whatsoever. It was all just sketchy nonsense. Trump's advisors, the Pentagon, the White House briefers provided nothing to these senators, more than we get on TV, about these imminent attacks that Soleimani was going to perpetrate, supposedly, which still, it leads me to believe that something else was going on that they're covering up. And that's something, my guess is Saudi Arabia. And Trump, Saudi Arabia, decided to take out a high-ranking government official and assassinate him. Lure him, ambush him, and assassinate him. Again, I'm not saying he was a good man. He was a bad man, an evil man that dealt in death. But is it okay? Is it okay now for our president to just pick other government leaders and assassinate them? That's why we have these congressional hearings now. I'm curious to see if it's been voted on yet. I know that they need, I believe it's 4 or 6 Republican senators to swing over and vote for Congress having being the one to declare war. And I know they have 2 Republicans right now, Rand Paul and Mike Lee of Utah. And then there's a talk of a couple others, but it's going to be close. Trump has a scary amount of power with this assassination and declaring war. I mean, basically, we have no say. We have one man that's just gonna pick and choose who he wants to kill and who he wants to send our hundreds of thousands of troops. It's a scary thought. The balance of power and the distribution of power and checks and balances don't seem to be working. We need to straighten that out. I see I'm running low on time, but that's what I wanted to talk about. Anyway, the National Security Advisor, they could not pin him down. They kept asking, but did you have a specific place and time of attack? Well, you don't have to tell us where or when, but did you have that information? And you could tell by the way he was answering that. He just said, well, it was imminent. It was imminent. You know why he's saying that? Because he doesn't want to lie. Because now he's looking down the road. If it comes out that they didn't have, if and when it does come out, that they didn't have any specific attack, then he's going to be caught out lying for the president. And you could tell he was trying to balance covering his ass and not being caught lying, but still trying to sell the president's line. That they had specific targets. U.S. servicemen were going to die, man, if we didn't kill Soleimani right now. I'm not buying it. Like I said, Trump has got way too big of an ego. If he saved U.S. servicemen for real at a specific time and place, somewhere in Yemen, somewhere in Syria, wherever, he'd be bragging about it on Twitter. You know that, man. And just the fact that you haven't heard one word about that tells you that there was no imminent attack. I truly believe, like I've told you guys before, they lured him. They lured this Soleimani and they ambushed him. And the scary thing is, it was just a personal decision, apparently, just Trump alone, to assassinate a high-ranking government official from another country and bring us closer to a major war than we've been in a long time. It's not right that just one man, even if it's our president, has that kind of power to just single-handedly make these decisions over our futures. And especially a man as impulsive and egotistical as Donald Trump. So I'm hoping this passes, that the Congress takes back some control, some say, as to declaring war. I'm hoping, and I'm hoping we get a couple more Republican senators to agree and vote on that. All right, I've covered a lot of subjects. I've talked a lot. I hope you guys got a good understanding. I hope I was relatively made some sense here. Let me know what you thought. Like I said, I wanted to talk about all three of those things, and I couldn't pick one. And I'd already talked about Soleimani and that, so I combined them all in this video. Let me know what you thought. All right, take it easy, guys. Have a good Friday.